Hi, I'm Tracy. I am a 12-year estimate, and I have been working with patients for about 30 years in the home care and the general population. And I'm not a nurse, though I tend to pretend to be one sometimes, but I've picked up some tips and tricks along the way, and I thought I would share them with you. If you work with a healthcare provider, especially a wound and ostomy nurse who are the best, you should follow their directions. But here's some ideas that I've picked up along the way from wound and ostomy nurses as well. So one of the things that people talk about sometimes is called crusting. If you've heard this term and don't know what it is, I'm going to explain to you what it is. You use crusting when you have an issue with your skin. Generally, if you've got an irritation and you want to put a little bit of space between your skin and the appliance, and what you're currently doing isn't enough, and the crusting will also help just create a little bit of a barrier there. Not something you probably will do all the time, not that it would hurt, but it's just an extra step. So we have Lloyd here. Now, Lloyd is being temperamental today, but he has an ostomy. We're going to say it's right here, which is where most people have their ileostomies. I have a no sting skin prep pad. You could also use a spray or a dauber if you have them. Now, most of the time I would put powder down first and put this over it, but because he's not real skin, it may not stick very well. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to just pretend this is the stoma, and I'm going to put this down. Here's my Perfect Choice powder, and this is just protective ostomy powder. And I'm going to put it around the perimeter. See how well this works. This isn't going to work. It's not going to stick. This works so much better in real skin. But here's the idea. Then you take the ostomy, or the no sting pad again, and you put over it. And what you want it to do is to create a little barrier, and it looks kind of granular at first. You know, let's do this on my skin. It'll work better on real skin. I'm going to show you how to do crusting. If you've heard what crusting is, or if you don't know what crusting is, it's generally when you have an ileostomy or an ostomy of any kind, and you start getting irritation around the perimeter. So this is a nice simple way to help put a little bit of space between the barrier and your skin to protect your skin and allow it to heal before you get wounds or real issues. So I'm just using my bare skin. My ostomy is actually over here. I'm going to just show you bare skin just to give you an idea. So let's say my ostomy was here. So I'm going to put this skin prep pad, and it's just a skin prep pad around the perimeter of my ostomy. Then I would put the powder around it. Again, remember my ostomy's in the middle here. And powder will fall. That's okay. Okay, so I always try to just get it back around the ostomy. Now when there's actually an ostomy here, it's a little bit easier. Okay, and then the next thing is to put more skin prep on it. So sometimes they get dry, but there's usually moisture inside the little pouch. So as you see, some of it fell out. And this is usually my preferred way of doing it because it's more efficient for me. But again, this is one of those things, do whatever works for you. So skin prep, the beauty of these is they actually already create a little barrier between your skin and the appliance. It creates a really thin, almost invisible barrier, and it's used in wound care for a million reasons, and so it's carried over into ostomy, and it's a great product. This crusting, I don't know who came up with this crusting, and to be honest, I didn't use it for years when I first got my ostomy, and then one of the WOCNs that I know well said, why aren't you doing this? And I tried it, and it worked beautifully. So this is not a great demonstration. I'm going to open up another skin prep pad. This one's more juicy. You'll see how, yeah, see there's how the liquid's coming out. Now the good thing about the liquid is it's not going to hurt the rest of the ostomy appliance when you put it on. It's just creating another barrier. I'm kind of directing it here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing in ostomy has to be perfect. So the crusting is when it dries, there's like a light crust around it, and that's what the crusting comes from. So here's probably the best option. It looks a little like paste, honestly, but it's different because it has the skin protectant in it, and it has the powder. And powder, you know, for a million years, they've been using this on babies for friction. So this is why this is helpful here. So then from here, you can let it dry. You don't have to. Then I would go ahead and either put my barrier on it or my paste, or my barrier ring, or my paste right on top of it. It's all heat sensitive. It will all meld together to create a great seal and also protect my skin. So that's what's crusting. And if you need it, you need it. If you don't, you don't. Hope that helps. Thanks.